What if I told you that in the absolute biggest sports deals of the modern era, football isn't actually the real product, right? Not the goals, not the trophies, honestly, not even the players themselves. In this explainer, we're going to strip away the illusion of the game you see on the pitch, and we're diving straight into the high-stakes, billion-dollar macroeconomic strategy underneath it all.
Let's kick things off with part 1, the billion-dollar illusion.
Okay, so think back to 2023. We all watched in total disbelief as one superstar after another just migrated over to Saudi Arabia. And the scale of this? It was driven by one staggering number: billions. We were talking hundreds of millions for a single player's contract, like Cristiano Ronaldo's groundbreaking move. It was literally a historic transfer of wealth. I mean, you had a single country pouring more money into football in just one window than historic European clubs have spent in their entire century-long histories.
Naturally, the global reaction was pretty swift. Fans laughed it off. Critics quickly dismissed the whole thing as just a, quote, retirement league, a foolish, short-term vanity project. They confidently predicted it would crash and burn because they assumed Saudi Arabia was thinking in seasons. But actually, they were thinking in decades. And here's the part that completely shatters the traditional sports business model. The clubs, they actually knew they were going to lose money on traditional football revenue. Yep, you heard that right. They knew ticket sales wouldn't cover those astronomical costs, and TV rights, not nearly enough to balance the books. By literally every traditional football metric, this was guaranteed to be a financial hemorrhage. So this begs a massive question. We need to shift our mindset right now. Stop thinking like sports fans and start thinking like financial analysts. Why willingly execute a strategy where your balance sheet just bleeds money? Well, the answer has almost nothing to do with football, and once you grasp it, you'll never look at modern sports the same way again.
Which brings us to part 2, the real currency. What are they actually buying?
To figure that out, we really have to look past the pitch. See, when a traditional club signs a player, they're buying on-field production, right? Goals, assists, victories, trophies. The Saudi strategy is an entirely different beast. They aren't buying stats. They are buying global attention, nonstop news coverage, and just this unprecedented social media reach.
Because in today's ultra-competitive business landscape, lasting global attention is the true currency. Think about it. In the corporate world, companies drop billions on ads that people skip or forget in seconds. But football creates attention that lasts for years. This strategy effectively turns every single superstar into a walking billboard, and every match into a multi-year marketing campaign.
Let's zoom out a bit for part 3, Vision 2030 explained. To really wrap our heads around this, we need to look at the geopolitical scale. For decades, Saudi Arabia's economy relied heavily on oil. That was the past, but their leaders understood a harsh reality. Oil won't dominate forever. So they launched Vision 2030. The goal here is to completely transform the country away from fossil fuels and build it into a massive global destination for tourism, business, foreign investment, tech, and entertainment. But you see, here's the massive logistical challenge they faced. You can't just announce a huge transformation like Vision 2030 and expect the whole world to automatically care. No, you need an immediate, incredibly powerful spotlight capable of capturing global attention instantly. And with more than half the planet following the sport, football provides the absolute brightest, most inescapable spotlight on Earth.
Moving on to part 4, the influence machine.
This perfectly illustrates how football functions here, not as a sport, but as a meticulously designed influence machine. It's a precise pipeline. Step 1, execute a massive superstar transfer. Step 2, generate instant, sustained global headlines. Step 3, capture highly targeted global attention from demographics who maybe never even discussed your country before. And finally, Step 4, convert all that massive attention directly into foreign investment and economic growth.
When you view it through this lens, the crazy math suddenly makes perfect sense. Critics asking, hey, how will these clubs make their money back, are assuming the football clubs themselves are the investment. They're not. Football isn't a sports investment here, it's an economic strategy. Bringing that global spotlight directly into a domestic league is literally the fastest way to showcase your national ambition to the entire world.
And that leads us to our final section, part 5, buying the future.
So what happens when a country successfully runs this influence machine? They win at modern global competition. Because countries don't just compete with natural resources or armies anymore. Today, the biggest economic advantages are built on influence, reputation, and visibility. You spend a few $1 billion up front, and in return, you attract tens of billions in global talent, tourism, and corporate investment down the line.
The players aren't the final product. They're the advertisement. So the next time you see a superstar sign one of these massive, record-breaking contracts, I want you to stop asking how much they're getting paid. Don't just look at the goals they score. Ask yourself this profound question instead. What is Saudi Arabia really buying on the global stage?
Because when you look at the billions spent, the reality hits you. Saudi clubs aren't buying football players. They're buying global attention, influence, and economic transformation. They are executing, perhaps, the most expensive and brilliant future-building strategy in modern history. The real question is, now that they have the world's attention, what are they going to do with it next? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Until next time, keep questioning the mechanics shaping our world.